साथ साथ हमें ये याद रखना चाहिए कि हम यहाँ पर अपने मुल्क के सफ़ीर हैं और वी शुड प्रेजेंट आवर कंट्री इन गुड वे।
तो मैं ये जियो के प्लेटफॉर्म से इस प्रोग्राम के तवस्सुत से पाकिस्तानी मर्दों को मतलब ये रिक्वेस्ट करूँगी उनसे कि वो अपने जहनों को थोड़ा सा कुशादा करें और अपनी सोच में थोड़ी सी लचक पैदा करें। और कुछ हर्ज नहीं होता अगर ख़वातीन ने एक प्रोग्राम अरेंज किया है। बच्चों और ख़वातीन के लिए हमारे स्पेशली प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं, मर्द उसमें मतलब सेपरेट बैठते हैं क्योंकि हम अपने कल्चर को मद्देनज़र रखते हुए प्रोग्राम अरेंज करते हैं। तो दिल तो ये करता है कि यहाँ पे मतलब फैमिली कल्चर भी हम मतलब फैमिली कल्चर भी डेवलप हो, फैमिलीज़ इकट्ठे बैठें। लेकिन अभी तक इटली में जो पाकिस्तानियों की सोच है वो बहुत मतलब जहन उनके अभी तंग हैं और पीछे हैं। उस हवाले से पाकिस्तानी जो मर्द हैं वो इतनी खुली सोच नहीं है, कुशादगी नहीं है उनकी सोच में कि वो ऐसा, इसलिए हमने ख़वातीन और बच्चों के लिए अलग से प्रोग्राम अरेंज करते हैं।
सफीर पाकिस्तान।
नादिन, मेरा अटलांटा जॉर्जिया जाना हुआ था और वहाँ पे सुरानी साहब ने मेरी एक मीटिंग रखी थी, वहाँ के जो हेड हैं FBI के, और उनसे मेरी डिटेल मीटिंग हुई। और स्पेशली जो मैंने उनसे सवालात किए उसमें मेरा एक स्पेशल क्वेश्चन था कि हाउ डू यू डील द मनी ट्रांजैक्शंस, दोज पीपल हु आर सेंडिंग मनी टू देयर कंट्रीज़, उसका क्या तरीक़ेकार है और किस तरह से उसकी स्क्रूटनी होती है, क्या उसके चेक एंड बैलेंस होते हैं और क्या तरीक़ेकार है, और सही तरीका क्या है कि वो अपने मुल्क अपने वतन पैसा भेज सकें और उस पर कोई चेक ना हो और कोई ऐसा मसला ना हो जिससे उनको एम्बेरसमेंट हो। आइए मुलाकात करते हैं इस इम्पोर्टेंट शख्सियत से। मुझे उम्मीद है कि आप ज़रूर मुस्तफ़ीद होंगे इनकी बातों से और इनकी इंफॉर्मेशन से। मुलाकात फरमाइए, ये रिपोर्ट। नाज़रीन, मैं यहाँ जॉर्जिया अटलांटा में मौजूद हूँ इस वक्त, और मेरी आज मुलाकात है FBI के स्पेशल एजेंट हेड ऑफ़ दी जॉर्जिया अटलांटा मिस्टर ग्रेगरी जॉन, और मैं इनके ऑफिस में हूँ यहाँ पे, और इसमें कोऑर्डिनेशन किया है मिस्टर इमरान सुरानी ने। और आइए इनसे बातचीत करते हैं, देखते हैं कि जॉर्जिया अटलांटा में इनकी क्या मसरूफियत है और किस तरीके से ये ओवरसी करते हैं इश्यूज़ को जो कि पाकिस्तानी रिलेटेड और मुस्लिम रिलेटेड हैं। आइए बातचीत करते हैं, मुलाकात करते हैं आपकी ग्रेगरी जॉन से। मिस्टर ग्रेगरी जॉन, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर giving me opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And the FBI is a very known name all over the world, but people know very little about it, and their role is very wide, and their role is also day-to-day life in our community, and they're not aware of it. And there's a lot of opportunity with the FBI departments, and after the 9/11, the horizon has become a very big. And now we have more opportunity with the bilingual, with the language experts and things like that. And the dangerous is an increase after 9/11s. There is a definitely very big concern about the terrorism and terrorists. It's not only a terrorist coming from outside of the world. We also be very concerned about the homegrown terrorist. That's very dangerous, more dangerous than the people come from different countries to enter with a different illegal way in these countries. And definitely we have to be vigilant as in a community, and definitely we have some responsibility. So first of all, I would like to ask you to please brief our community. What is the overall role of the FBI department?
We are for the United States, we are a law enforcement and an intelligence agency for the United States. Our role and our responsibilities changed. The entire landscape for the FBI perhaps changed on 2001 following the terrorist attacks on September 11th. With those attacks ushered in a sense of urgency within the FBI. That we had to become more predictable in order to protect the citizens of our great country. And in being more predictable, we had to understand intelligence, understand the threats and vulnerabilities which face our country, both citizens here in the United States as well as our interests outside of the United States. With that ushered in a understanding that a priority for the FBI, and the priority for the FBI is quite simply preventing another terrorist attack here in the United States. And uniquely positioned as a law enforcement and an intelligence agency, we have responsibilities not only for criminal investigative work, your routine frauds, criminal activity, gang activity, drugs, public corruption, but we also are the only agency within the federal government with the responsibilities of protecting and enforcing our civil rights laws. Absolutely. And those responsibilities bring us to where we are today in this interview, and being able to share with members of the various communities within the United States exactly what the FBI does. Our role is in enforcing civil rights laws. We find many of our citizens victims of civil rights violations. We're individuals who would seek to deprive them of their constitutionally protected rights as an American citizens. Those protections are bestowed not only upon United States citizens by birth, but those who are perhaps traveling in our country from time to time. Our role there is quite simple. The laws are pretty specific. Persons in our country have the right to express themselves through free speech. They have the right to freedom of religion, freedom to be left alone from government perhaps intervention. And there are individuals from time to time who infringe upon the rights of citizens, and it's responsibility of the FBI to conduct investigations. Following those investigations, present our findings to the government's attorneys, and usually result in lengthy prison sentences. So it is important for all members of the community to know that that is an important part of the FBI's job. Yes, we're charged with the national security, protecting the national security of the United States, but also we have various and sundry criminal investigative responsibilities that we're responsible for as all.
That's very well explained. Definitely before 9/11, after the 9/11, people think that the FBI is only the investigative agency or very secretive agency, or they really fear and think about, hey, what they're going to do? Are they going to knock our door, or shall we get arrested or something like that? Well, I have a question. Do you have any issues with the Pakistani American community here in Atlanta, Georgia? Or if you have, and what kind of concern you have?
No concerns whatsoever. Our various investigations target and identify individuals specifically linked to either criminal activity or activity that is not in the best interest of the country's national security. What people in any community in the United States must understand is the predication required of the FBI, and really for any law enforcement or investigative agency, must have good reason and good predication in order to conduct an investigation on an individual here in the United States. You hear so much about profiling, you hear so much about targeting groups or individuals, and the FBI is largely precluded from conducting such investigations. We have to have credible facts, credible and articulable facts, in order to launch an investigation. And I think what gets confused at times in various communities is that people think that the federal government has so much power, unrestrained power, that they're fearful that at times that some of that might be unleashed upon them. But the work that I do, the work that goes on throughout the state of Georgia by my personnel, by my staff, is monitored by the government attorneys that they work with. It's monitored by the court system, the judges who they have to appear before in order to explain the information and the evidence obtained before they get certain authorities to go forward. And certainly at trial, should we arrest and provide enough evidence that would support an individual's arrest. The entire investigative